Hello and welcome, everyone. Uh, I couldn't fully think of what I wanted to play on stream, so I was like, you know what, I still have a craving for playing through Ratchet and Clank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to 100% it. Hey, Grim, good to see you. I started doing some of the challenges and stuff on the New Game Plus, last stream, but some of them are near impossible to complete in New Game Plus, so I've gone back to just my first save. Um, and I did a little testing just to make sure that this was actually going to be, doable. And thankfully it is. And then I'll also go through New Game Plus and get, the weapons and everything like that too. So the last stream, I'd gotten I think 3 more challenge points, which honestly was just destroying shit, which is very easy once you get this box breaker. So now I'm just going to quickly recomplete them so I can move on to the more time-consuming challenges. So like all this is like stupidly easy. You just slam and you break everything. Oh man. I ended up working today, very early morning. So I just gotten out a little bit ago. It was very warm out today. Everyone at work was still being like, "Oh, it's so cold." It's just like, is it now? Like I was like sweating. It's sitting like in the 60s and 70s and stuff. But in it open and work Monday, Friday, Friday, my only closing day. Oh wow. Let's see, gadgets, dynamo. Yeah, essentially work all this week. I had my day off yesterday, so it would be a little bit to till my next day off. Gotten everything in here. But yeah, I was genuinely sweating. It was hot. It was very hot at work. Also, let me check this. So skill points. Smash and grab, smash up the Megacorp store. So I have that completed now. So now I can honestly just go complete this and then get out of this area.
Megacorp is pleased to announce a 3% employee discount on all Megacorp merchandise. Tax laws still apply.
See. Yeah, it's Sunday off too. I have next weekend off. I'm looking forward to getting into another hobby commission. Oh, nice. Hopefully you can get some big ones. I'm not fully sure what I want to do next. I'm currently working on a few videos, but for project related, I've kind of just gotten a little not burnt out, but just need a little breather on my stuff.
Thank you for shopping at Megacorp.
Doing a lot of stuff with the Golden Knight tournament kind of made me want to take a little breather of stuff. Yeah, I have Sunday off too. I have next weekend off. I'm looking forward to another hobby commission. Oh wait, I already read that one. I think if I do another commission, I'd rather get smaller, faster works. Yeah, that's fair. When I do vintage media restoration, the big projects can absolutely drain me as well. I actually have one I'm in the middle of doing right now that I do in my downtime. This objective is fairly easy as well. All I gotta do is just smash up stuff. The challenge points in this game are surprisingly easy. I think they're some of the easiest in the franchise, in my opinion. I mean, a chunk of these is just destroy things. Where one's a little bit more diabolical with its stuff, but one is also way more unique with its items or challenges as well. There's also a challenge I gotta do here as well, where you defeat one of the bosses with wrench only. That one was going to be an absolute pain on New Game Plus, but on this, it's just going to be very, very simple. Also, there's nothing to really destroy in these puzzle rooms. I started playing through the new Ratchet and Clank game, Rift Apart. I was not a fan of it at all. It's definitely a game that's not meant for me, but man, the Ratchet series really has a problem in like the last few games of just nobody shuts up in them. Like all they do is just talk the entire time, and it got to a point that I was having dialogue talk over top each other. So it would be like Clank is saying 3 different things somehow at the same time because it's just overlapping. Because it's like every 5 steps they have programmed that he says something else. And it made me really appreciate how simple these games were. Like, you have characters chat and stuff, and they make occasional noises. But it's not like, I think if you smash that crate, it'll drop boats. I think if you drop... I think if you... I think... Like, it just fucking over talks each other so much. And it's got that the new God of War issue. Fuck. It's got the new God of War issue where they just do not let you think in the game. It will just tell you, I think you should shoot this turret to destroy it. And then like they'll just repeat the same tutorial thing to you like 3 times in a row within 30 seconds. Like, man, can like I breathe in these games? I really appreciate the tutorials in these Ratchet games because they pop up like this and that's it. But it was like, man, I was getting so sick of just hearing the dialogue in the new Ratchet and Clank game. I usually don't skip the cutscenes in these games because the Ratchet series usually has really good cutscenes.
Weapons more accurately. Press and hold L1.
Oh, and the nice thing too is if you don't want to hear the tutorial, you can just turn it off, and as well, you can just, what's it called? You can just press triangle and it automatically disables them for you, which is wonderful. Where the new game, they just don't shut up. so I gotta do this battle arena. I did forget to smash up the rest of that shit.
Choose your battle.
I think it's against Chainblade.
Returning to battle is everyone's favorite gladiator.
I can only use the wrench for this. Funny enough, I need to message my last client to see if he got the stuff and how long it'll be before he pays me for the rest commission. Oh wow. Yeah, see how much easier this is with the wrench here? Unbelievably easy. It would not be the same in like a new game plus. Let me do this one just for good measure.
Stand back for the big and the great. Let's give it up for the B2 Brawler. The Brawler's got all he can handle.
There we go.
B2 Brawler is down and out.
Yeah, just obliterated him.
And the prize goes to you.
So that should be that skill point. Let me check. Skill points. Yep, defeat Chainblade with only the wrench. Hell yeah. So I've got that. In the Impossible Challenge, Maktar Nebula. There's one more for Maktar. Vandalize, and that is destroying the casino. I do need to go back that way. Do I not have that yet? I feel like I should have the hover boots here. Unless I'm doing something wrong. Huh. Go through this again. There's only a few more spots that I need to destroy. And then there's one other planet that I need to go through and destroy them. The save file, I've also not completed the last level as well. Just because I didn't think of saving specifically after beating the boss. But like honestly, the whole last section's like fairly easy. So I've tackled that. Also, I've decided to start using my 8-bit Do controller for the PS2 games. The PS5 controller's just got such a terrible joystick drift that it's actually like unenjoyable, sadly. Just shame, I really love that controller. I was also trying to play Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and it just was not fun with that controller. The joystick drift is just way too terrible. Also, let me start blowing these up. There's a skill point. Now I can get the fuck out of here. Unless... Let's see, vandalize. Yep, there we go. There's one more challenge in here, but I'm going to wait for New Game Plus for that one. And it is get 300 bolts out of the lottery machines with Clank. I'm going to see if I can use my multiply effect to get that quicker. I used to do some stuff like that too. I would save like especially in Ratchet 1, I would save so I could re-experience worlds. But yeah, usually whenever I play these games, I like to play through as much as I can with them. They're just so much fun. And I don't think I can say the same about Rift Apart. It was just miserable. Like I hated the dialogue. I hated how the characters were. It's very corporate. The gunplay was alright, but the weapons suck. The weapons didn't feel good in the slightest. The music and the sound effects were so blaring that, like, I genuinely couldn't tell what was happening audio-wise. Like, it just... I don't know. I'm glad that there's still new games coming out. And it's clearly something that's, like, it's not made for me, and that's fine. But I'm like, man, like, it just was not, like, an enjoyable time, sadly. Specifically the Ridley X fight. Oh yeah, that one's fantastic. I'll have to play through some of the Metroid games at some point, because they're one of my favorite franchise. I fucking love Metroid to death. Did you ever play the fan-made remake of 2, AM2R? Funny enough, that is my favorite Metroid game ever. That was such a good game, it's unreal. I just remember being so disappointed that... I wonder if, like, Nintendo was just letting him finish it so it could be public, because they took it down. They knew about that project for, like, a decade. They knew about that game being made for the longest time and didn't say anything, but the day that it was released is when they did the copyright takedown. But, yeah, that was one of my favorite Metroid or 2D platformers to ever release. It just felt so fun. And then Nintendo was like, oh yeah, by the way, we're making our own. And the one they made kind of blew chunks. It's cool in a way, but I didn't really enjoy it too much, sadly. I used keyboard and couldn't really feel comfortable with it. I think they used a lot of that game's material for the eventual Metroid 2 remake. Yeah, I actually have the collector's edition for Metroid 2. What's it? Samus Returns or something like that. The Return of Samus. I can't remember how they had it labeled. But I remember not enjoying the Samus Return remake as much as I did the AM2R one. So some of the design choices, I really do not like the fact they brought Ridley back. I'm so sick. I am so sick of seeing video game franchises just reusing the same damn bosses over and over, or same characters. Ratchet and Clank, unfortunately, has that issue as well. They just constantly reuse Dr. Nefarious over and over, and I'm so sick of it. Something really cool about AM2R as well is they had work done on the game after it was canceled as well. So there's a randomizer, and there's like a Metroid Fusion mode, and all kinds of other fun stuff. Yeah, I think the controller I used to play through AM2R at the time was my Xbox 360 Afterglow controller. I still have the original file somewhere for it. Let's see. Oops, stuck on the wall. There we go. But yeah, just like, it's like, oh yeah, Metroid 2, a game that's known to not have Ridley in it. Oop, it's got Ridley. It's like, oh, okay, cool. they try to use Ridley as a way to market interest into the game. But I don't know. Like the Nefarious in Ratchet as well is like really bad for that. They had Chairman Drek, which was such a like amazing character to use, but then they killed him off in the first game, and then they kind of learned their lesson because they realized that it's like, oh shit, it's easier just to kind of bring back a character over and over. So like Captain Quark is still alive and he survives everything. Nefarious, despite being like a character that should be killed off due to just how terrible of like how evil he is, lives, and he kind of just returns like fucking Plankton and SpongeBob. I did like that last part where they do hint off on fusion. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, the thing that makes it really stupid is the fact that it's just like, oh yeah, in with 2, Samus drops off the baby Metroid because she knows, or at least believes, that it is safe to be able to do so. Because at this point, there's really no indication that Ridley would be coming back and stuff in the lore. To then having the surprise attack from Ridley. But if she went directly from the ending of 2 Remake, delivering the baby Metroid, being like, oh yeah, this thing's safe, after like dealing with Ridley, and then Ridley immediately coming in, it just makes her character seem a lot dumber. Like, having the surprise Ridley fight was a cool surprise, I will say that. But it's one of those cool surprises that like you think for 5 seconds and then you go, it's like, wait, why is that? Like, why is that included? Where's Johnny Cage? Where you never die and return. Whereas Johnny Cage always dies and still returns. Yeah. Two actually surprisingly had a ton of lore. A lot of it was just through comics and like throughout the instruction manual and stuff. It is besides which Metroid is it? I think it's Zero Mission and 2 that actually has like the biggest lore related stuff, if you're not counting the Prime games. But essentially 2 is what has a lot of the plots and story-based stuff going forward. What do I gotta do now? Skill points, nice ride, speed demon. So these are speed runs. French Ninja, Joba. I can easily do Joba. So I ended up playing through Prime 4. I also didn't really enjoy it too much. It's cool. It looks unbelievably beautiful. The music, the sound, and the design of like the art style and everything is just like top notch. It's 10 out of 10. But for the actual story and gameplay was kind of very disappointing. Let's see, gadgets. extra bolts. Come into here. There we go. But yeah, it's always kind of been its own separate little plot line because it comes directly after 1, but before 2. And then I have no idea where the fuck Beyond goes. I have no idea where that even goes in the plot because I haven't paid attention to that. I'm kind of glad they don't really include other M in the lore too much anymore. They kind of realized they fucked up with that game and just don't really include it in anything. I think this is the battle.
It's shocking. It's amazing. Give it up for
I remember playing through Metroid Prime. It was such a fun game. How the fuck do I do this? Because he jumps out of bounds. Okay, I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to beat that with this, so I'm just going to smoke this boss real quick.
massacring them. Another gladiator
There we go.
falls to pieces. The arachnoid is at the end of his rope.
Yeah, I beat all of 1. I've almost beaten 2, and then I've almost beaten 3 as well. Yeah, the other M was just not good in the slightest. The gameplay could have actually been really cool. I think it was, what was it, Platinum Games, I think, actually made it. And I think they did a good job on, like, the animations and the gameplay-wise, but it definitely wasn't a good Metroid game. Okay, let me see what I gotta do here. Hey, welcome in, Raph. Good to see ya. Currently just going through and 100%ing Ratchet 2 today. Right now, currently trying to see... Okay, so this challenge actually requires me to complete it by attacking everyone in the map with the wrench, not the arena. Okay, I can do that. The Teen Ninja did other M. They probably... I can't remember. Whoever did the Metroid Dread is who did the Metroid 2 remake. But they had no work in other M. So I actually gotta restart this planet. And I take them all out with just the wrench. Let's see. tab. I gotta reload this planet. Oh, let's see. I'm now imagining some stacks of portals to fix shit. Oh no. Is it giving you more issues? Joe's fun as hell too, even if played most of the game on the deck part of the Switch. She never played a Metroid game. Oh wow. I didn't play a Metroid game for the longest time as a kid, just because I didn't have access to them. I started playing through them when I was like kind of like a preteen going into teenage years. Ooh, this objective's gonna be a little rough. I don't have upgraded Ratchet 1 weapons. There we go. But all things considered as well, the Metroid games are very like niche to an extent. While they're very popular and they're very like renowned. Uh, they're usually the Nintendo series that has like the least amount of like player base, so it makes sense. There we go. Let's see. I have Fusion for my 13th birthday alongside Kirby's Nightmare and Dreamland for Game Boy Advance. They look damn cool. No, they have a very nice OST. Oh yeah, the music in the Metroid games are like top notch. They're fantastic. The most I knew about Samus for the longest time as a kid was just through like Super Smash Bros. Also, these guys are like super easy to take out because you don't take any damage from them. And I don't gotta worry about a bolt multiplier right now. Could actually just punch these guys realistically. There we go. But yeah, if I was to probably rank my favorite Metroid games, I'd probably say AM2R, the fan-made one, is my number one. Was number two, I'd probably say Zero Mission, just because it's so simple to kind of get into. Super Metroid's also fantastic. But they're genuinely fantastic games. I need to stream them at some point. Ooh, these unupgraded Ratchet 1 weapons are quite bad. There we go. Hopefully, this time, this objective, or this challenge point counts. Yeah, that's very fair. I think they did a wonderful job with Dread. I was very, very impressed because I wasn't really big into their first game, which was the Metroid 2 remake. I wasn't really a big fan of it at the time. So I was like, please, please, I hope this thing turns out great. And I was more than surprised. Like, amazing work on their end. Impressive how amazing that game looks too, and it runs on the Switch. It's funny how like Metroid games are always like the powerhouse of their respective console. Yeah, I also never owned any of the Metroid games up until Prime on the GameCube. The ones I actually own is Prime 1, the Collection Trilogy, Prime Remake, Metroid Dread, Prime Beyond, and Other M, unfortunately. Funny enough, Other M was my first introduction to the series. Outside of like already knowing a little bit in pieces of like the other games, it was the first Metroid game I owned. And even then, when I was young, I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of a little like cringy. I wasn't really into it. It can be very expensive to get into like the physical series. Alright, so that's the first section cleared with exclusively Ratchet 1 weapons. But fair. Yep, he's playing Zero Mission. It's I always thought that was a cool little thing, is like that kid gave him a Game Boy and he just plays through it throughout the season. Not to the same extent, but I had something similar happen to me when I was younger. We used to have this one, guy who would come around and, like, take, like, teenagers and stuff out to places to kind of get away from the house. And it was just a nice little thing for, like, kids in, like, troubled households to have somewhere to escape to. And I ended up giving him one of my Nintendo DS's that had Pokemon Diamond in it, because he was always talking about how he never got the chance to really play the Pokemon games on the DS. I shit you not, I bought that DS as well for $6. The guy who was selling it just wanted cigarette money, so he sold his Nintendo DS for $6. Hell of a steal. I wasn't going to object to that, but I was like, I already had a DS, and I was like, I think he would appreciate having this more. But he was a really nice guy. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I gotta go through one day and like just show off everything I bought from him. He sold me a crate, like a giant storage crate of two NESs, two Super Nintendos, a third-party Super Nintendo, 70 Super Nintendo and NES games, a whole like little DVD box of PS1 games, numerous controllers, numerous wires, shit like that. And there's still more stuff to note. There was even stuff that wasn't video game related. $15. That's all he wanted for it, was $15. And I snagged that shit immediately. Can I not get back into here? Oh yeah, there's a bunch of like bootleg consoles you can buy. I shit you not, it was just a oh yeah, dude, he lived in a single wide trailer. And I shit you not, from like the age of 10, he was like packing dip and smoking cigarettes. Um, and yeah, third party consoles you can get like anywhere. What they essentially are is they're essentially like consoles that are like cheaply made that you can buy for like very cheap. This one actually wasn't too bad, but it could play NES and SNES. I have to see if I have it still. It was really cool. Um, the buttons were kind of stinky. Yeah, there's the smaller NES revision that it's a top loader, but this one's also a top loader. I don't know. Maybe I have it. Um, but yeah, I got all of that for 15 bucks. The only problem was it smelled like smoke. So we had it sit out in our little garage to air out for like 4 months. And that was fine. Like I still have them all to this day. In fact, they're like right behind me. Let me see if I can actually grab it real quick. Where is my camera? Webcam. There we go. I'm going to go grab it real quick so I can show it off. Oh yeah, as well. There's also an NES Advantage controller as well that I got included with that. It was wild. I still use a lot of this stuff to this day as well, which is really cool. Alright, I am back. Funny enough, that Advantage controller like blows dick. It's terrible. Let me sit back down and get the camera turned on real quick. Let me read these comments real quick. I went to an anime convention at a hotel my wife used to work at, and Modded N64 played US. Oh yeah, that's really cool. I think Adsy's got one of them. At least have the NTSC model so I can still play games. Yeah, check this out. All right, so I'm gonna turn my camera back on. All right, there we go. Webcam's back on. There's my microphone. First off, these. So cool. Two of them inside with the NESs. So you got the blasters, which are really cool. But here is the NES Advantage. This sucks. This is like terrible controller. It's thick. It's the buttons are just all right. It requires two plugins to work. it's a joystick on a D-pad, and it's not really responsive. The cool thing is it has a speed up for the turbo, like it's an actual knob, which is cool. Um it's kind of cool, but like it's just it doesn't work. It's cool in concept. Um I think this is one of the coolest things I do own just because it's just unique. It's a thick ass controller with a joystick on a D-pad centric game or a console. But here is the third party SNES. So you got your SNES connectors here. They actually included their own version as well. It kind of blows, but you got top loader for your SNES and your NES. This thing is actually surprisingly fine. Besides the controller kind of just being a little disappointing, the console itself is like nearly 1-to-1. Can't complain at all with it. But yeah, I got this, two SNESs alongside it, two NESs, and a shit ton of other stuff for $15. And the storage container it came with. I still use that storage container to this day. That's actually where I just pulled that from. But yeah, I think I fucked up. I think I accidentally. Oh no, I should still be good here. How do I complete this objective? Skill points. Planet Dabo. This is Planet Dabo, testing facility. But yeah, it's not a bad little third party console whatsoever. You can definitely get some really awful ones. The Sega consoles are notorious for having like issues with them. But this one's actually surprisingly good. Most times I just prefer to use my NES or SNES over using it, but in case I ever need to, it's just simple to hook up. Alright, so now old school Dabo testing facility. Okay, it looks like I gotta go in the inside now. Let's see. I had a Mega Drive instead, which was cheaper. Didn't own a SNES, so I never played many of the classics. I actually never saw a Sega console in person. Um, until like a few years ago. Outside of like obviously seeing them at like game stores, I'd never seen them at like actual um like actual people's houses or anywhere like in public. Good thing though is I played some amazing games which are super mainstream but really good. Yeah, I've heard like there's a lot of really good games on those consoles. Funny enough, I actually used to have a bootleg console um that looked exactly like the Dreamcast controller. I actually have it right here because I just bought it last year again because I was feeling a little nostalgic for it. It's like the most bootleg controller imaginable. It looks exactly like a Dreamcast, but it's a plug and play. At some point, I'll stream this because I actually really enjoy playing around on these shitty plug and plays. god. There we go. I'll take the damage. Come on, open back up. There we go. Yeah, I'd never seen any of them in person. The first time I actually got to hold a Dreamcast controller was last year. It's surprising how limited that controller is. To my memory, it doesn't have like an R3 button at all, and it's only got like 2 triggers in the back instead of being like 4, I think. There we go. Funny enough, you can buy a modernized version of the controller, similar to like these 8-bit those. I shit you not, though. It doesn't have a joystick here, so it just looks very like unfinished. I was like, I think I'd rather just have like the unique version of it instead of it just being like a more modern version. Okay, so that's all the enemies. I've taken them out with all the classic weapons. At least to my knowledge, I don't think I'm missing any others. Unless there's some down. Yep, I see some down here. Literally right behind me. Hopefully this counts, because I know the last time it didn't. I don't know what I'm missing. One day I'd like to get some sort of Dreamcast or something. There's the skill point. Hell yeah. And get out of this planet. 'Cause it seems like a really cool little console. Oh yeah, I remember hearing, like, when I first started hearing about the game, I heard nothing but praise for it. Impressive little game. It's a shame that it took forever for them to come out with a new one, and it ended up just being, like, left on a cliffhanger again. Yeah, it's wild. What could I do next? Let's see what my skill points are. I've gotten a good chunk of them now. Also, I've got all this as well. You know what? He's getting a tuxedo now. Decades later, Shenmue 3, yeah. I'm definitely interested in seeing where they take 4. Hopefully it's not another cliffhanger. That'd be stinky. Bolden, I think I need to use shock weapons. Bolding, ride the grind rail without a scratch. Bolden in Silver City. Let's try that one now. Bolden in Silver City. Really cool level. Definitely one of the best in the game, I believe. There we go. But if I ever do acquire a Dreamcast, that would be really cool. I'd definitely stream something on it. It's so funny because it's just a chunk of like gaming history I've never interacted with. I own pretty much every console ever outside of like the PS5 and Xbox Series X. But anything regarding Sega, I've just never had. I have like Atari consoles before I got like Sega ones. Oh yeah, Jet Set Radio is awesome. I'm so glad they have it available on like Xbox and shit like that. That was a very unique experience of a game. So I need to grind this grind rail. If it lets me up here. There we go. Yeah, you could actually get a double pack with the game as well, which was really cool. That's death. Ooh, it's not death. Ooh, shit. So I gotta complete this entire thing without taking damage. Should be easy. Never mind. I'll just kill myself here. Makes it easier. I swear to God, every time I say something should be easy, I immediately get hit with, the opposite. I believe you can actually get it on, like the Xbox, like Microsoft store now as well. I keep doing this. Oh my God. I need to time this properly. Now I jump. How? How? It's death time. There we go. Okay, I'm just being stupid here. Yeah. I was playing through the newest Ratchet and Clank game, and they have some grind reel sections. But shit you not, it was the glitchiest shit I've experienced in a Ratchet game. It was actually bad. I had... Why do I take damage there? Fuck off. It was the glitchiest experience I've had in a Ratchet game. It was just like, no matter what, one, I was phasing through the platforms. Two, they want you to do like a wall riding section, which could be cool. But the problem is, it like, I shit you not, it felt like I just had like a parallel timeline in Mario 64 and just cashed in on all my speed saved up. How was it a fall? And I ended up going so fast, I just launched through the game's geometry. that was kind of my entire experience with the newest Ratchet game, sadly. It was just kind of like a shit show of a game. Getting through this. So make a jump here, and then make another flip here. And that should be the skill point. Yeah, there we go. So, like, the thing was, the, Ratchet and Clank remake in 2016, or 2017, I should say, was terrible. Like, the story was terrible and everything. Like, it was really, really bad. But the gameplay was probably the best the series has ever seen. And it gave me a lot of hope that it would be like the gameplay would just go up from there. But sadly it seemed to have gone like worse. What should I get for these? Maybe I'll buy that. I got 6 platinum bolts. Yeah, let's buy these. There we go. You know, I've got new items as well. Skill points. That's just for upgrading your ship completely, which should be fairly easy to do. But yeah, it's like going from these PS2 titles to the newest version was just so jarring. And like it does genuinely have some really good qualities. Like complaints aside, I do think it is a solid game. It is just a game that ended up just not being for me. But that being said, I'm so sick of hearing characters talk every 5 seconds in these games. Something really cool that I'll give a lot of credit for is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is the first game in the series that did not have crunch. They were actually so anti-crunch that they delayed the game twice. It was supposed to release side by side with the PS5, but it ended up getting released later on because of the fact that they just refused to do crunch, which is genuinely amazing to hear. Let's see what we got now. I could attempt the races, or I could do this. I could level up my weapons and get through and collect all these. Yeah, it's just like I really wanted the like the Rift Apart game, and maybe I will like if I play through like the new game plus and stuff. But like the new game mode, it was just not satisfying. It was also incredibly short too. I think it's actually the shortest one in the franchise, which is wild. Some levels, I shit you not, was just more cutscenes than actually, like, gameplay. Oh, the lock-on mod's gonna be so useful for this. Also, I don't know why I don't have my boost. I have all the items. Charge boots. There we go. I just didn't have them equipped. There's also a radar you can get as well. I think I need to go do the moon fight to unlock that. Or call Subnautica again in Below Zero. They did. Like I'm fine with characters having banter or like chatting a bit, but like I kid you not, in Rift Apart, they talk so often that their own voice lines will cut them out and just keep talking. It'll be like Clank will be like, "Did you know you can break box? Did you know you could do this? Like it just kept cutting itself off over and over, and that was every level, which was just very obnoxious. I had to turn the dialogue off, and I was like, suddenly the game just got like 30% better. Like it was bad. It was so like just, and like not only is it just one character talking, every character has to talk at the same time. And then not only that, like the random NPCs that just walk around also had to talk. It's like, oh my god. Oh, these enemies are putrid. Figure out where the rest of these things are. Still got more. I've got a lot more in this map, I think, to collect. Oh my god, I'm sick of these guys. Yeah, and it's just like, it's a little baffling to me too, because like a game that, it's the longest developed game in their entire history of working on games. Insomniac is notorious for releasing like 3 games at the same time. They had like Ratchet and Clank being developed in a year, and then they would have the Killzone series. I think it's a Killzone, or it's Resistance. I think it's Resistance. Resistance was also being made by the same team in the same year, and then like they would just repeat back and forth on that. So like they were releasing these games in only like a year time. That's why there's so many things that get cut and changed around and stuff, and that's why they were able to get so many sequels out as quickly as they did. And they did that all the way up until like Ratchet and Clank remake, as well as the Spider-Man games. How many bolts do I need? Need more moonstones. How many's left? To my knowledge, I've gotten them all. Let's see. Items. But yeah, the newest game had some really weird design decisions that I personally don't know why they're in there, especially since they had so much time to work on the games. But the big thing to note is it's just, you go, so like in the rest of the series, there's like the hoverboard races, there's puzzles, there's things for Clank to really like emphasize like gaining gadgets and stuff. But in Rift Apart, Ratchet doesn't get, or not, yeah, not Ratchet, Clank doesn't get anything new. He doesn't get any sort of upgrades. There's no sort of like progression upgrades whatsoever. You're just playing through the levels and then just shooting enemies. There is some puzzle segments, but they're really easy and they're kind of boring. But there's only combat. There's nothing else to the game. I thought that was like such a shame because like it has so much opportunity to be able to do more. I've not seen a single one of these crystals. Maybe I'm just missing something. The more I play this level, the more I understand why they made a Yeti award. Oh, there's one. Get me out of there. That's one. To my knowledge, there should be like 60 left. So I'm not exactly sure. God, fuck these guys. I'm not quite sure where they're at. Yeah. What I can do is I can go to the other planet and try to get that that upgrade. I figured I'd just be able to easily find them there, but let me catch this in to see how many's left. One moonstone. Oh my god, there's one left. I don't know where I was getting 60 from, but that was very wrong. At that point, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. I'll have better luck if I go... I think it's here? I'm pretty sure it's Algon City. There is a moon that has a side objective where you fight a UFO. It's fairly hard. I avoided it my first playthrough. But there's so many cool little things like this. It's like there's a little mini planet inside here that you can just play as like the giant version of Clank. And they tease the giant version of Clank too in the Rift Apart, but you don't get to play as him. You just get to watch the cutscene where he's big. I was like, that's disappointing. But it was a very beautiful looking game. That game, even on the settings I had it set to, looked amazing. There's a lot of really nice animation to it. This boss fight is a little putrid. These robots especially. A good way to avoid them is just kind of jumping over their heads. So unfortunately, Ratchet or Clank does not aim for the ship when you jump. Bit annoying. Group up here. Let me try to get him with a bomb. This boss fight in particular is the hardest thing in the game. Without fail. It's putrid. Because the enemies do a lot of damage to you, and the boss just runs away. Your normal mechanic as well, which is aiming with the fucking thing, just does not work with this boss, which is very obnoxious. Oh yeah, it's bad. His mobility's really bad. It's actually faster to hit, like, the punch. But there's infinitely spawning UFO robot creatures. Or ships, I should say. Which makes it even more painful. As you can see, it can just infinitely spawn these little bastards. And they take a lot of damage. Uh, Also, the lock-on ability that Ratchet gets, Clank doesn't for some reason. And honestly, Clank needs it just as much as Ratchet does. Oh, this sucks. This is putrid. Yeah, it's bad. Like, look at this little bastard. He just runs from you. Let me go to the top of the building. Let me see if I can escape them by being on top of here. Nope. I can line this up. There we go. Give me a little peace and quiet from them. But yeah, that UFO just dips. Gone. Look at that shit. Your bombs don't lock onto them either. You also can't throw your bombs when you're in the air as well. Nope, and he dipped. Looks like he's just got like a shield as well, which is putrid. They ended up hating these Clank sections as well, which is why you don't see them again after 3. But yeah, by the time you reach him, he's like already gone. Let's see if I can get him. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Hey, Moon, good to see you. Hope you're having a good morning so far. It's been fairly nice today. It's surprisingly warm out. More humid, I'd say, than warm at this point. Oh my god. Oh, hell yeah. I want to do some Perfect Dark XBLA soon. was that? Oh my god, there's like a nuke going on. Holy fuck, I hate this mission. It's bad. It blows. It's... Oh. Just never-ending dickheads. Why is there just a nuke going on? Oh, that's rough. Hopefully I can take him out with this. Yeah, it definitely takes a good while to get adjusted to XBLA's controls. The dead zones are definitely rough, but I feel like once you play around with it a bit, you kind of like get used to it. It's not great, but you definitely get better at like adjusting to it. He's almost dead now. I could probably actually snag these bombs to use. Oh, I missed. They didn't even take damage, he just died. Oh, thank God. Perfect Dark Zero is definitely a very fun game. There's aspects I like, there's clearly that could be changed around, but I think for what it's worth, it's still a very impressively looking game to this day. The more I get to learn about Perfect Dark Zero as well, is the more I get to learn how much interaction you actually have in some of the levels,
Secret areas on your world map. The secret
which is
areas
really
are
cool.
marked as green.
If I have everything planned correctly, I should have something fun coming up XBLA related in April. Find somebody to remodel the weapons, even less so. That would be really cool. From what I know, it's been really hard to export anything XBLA related as like models and stuff. I was able to extract the textures, but like having the textures versus the models is a whole different thing. But that'd be such a cool feature to have in the PC port, is like you could toggle between XBLA's engine and the originals. Alright, so now I can go back here and I can complete this one. Also, these 8-bit though controllers are really nice. I can't state enough how nice these are. This is technically like the cheaper version too. It's the Ultimate 2C, I think. But even with this one, it's still wonderful. That's the last one. Now I can go get that. Ow. How'd I slide? Let's see. Oh my god, they put water right there. That'd definitely be sick though to be able to export models and stuff from XBLA. I'd love to see if there's ever any beta assets in that game as well. Because, like, obviously the one beta asset that's more known is the AR-34 got changed around, like, last possible second. It went from having a red, what's it called, body to a, well, like, the more white and pristine body. There's some fun stuff as well, like there's actually spots behind like the computer monitors and stuff as well that aren't normally seen. Yeah, the weapon models are like really, really good. Oop, I missed it. Back this way? I'm sick of these little bastards. Fuck out of here. Let's see. Oh my god, they're stuck on top of each other. Oh my god, that's how buggy this level is. Look at that. There we go. There's the last one. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. I figured since you're in here a lot, I may as well make you one. So that's the skill point for that. Okay, so now I have 2 racing ones. Dabo Orbit. I gotta figure out what Dabo Orbit is. Duke's up. Defeat mech with melee only. Oh, that's a little rough. Let's see. Destroying all buildings in Lunar City as Giant Clank. Ah, okay, I can do that. There we go. Part of me really does want to do a lot more Perfect Dark stuff. But there's some things that kind of like keep me from doing it. So I gotta beat this fight by just attacking him with melee. He's at least thankfully easier to beat, but he can still be a little annoying. second achievement in here as well for destroying all the buildings in this map as well. It's not going to be my primary focus. If I end up getting them all, that'll be more than ideal. But I don't think I have to actually win that fight to get that challenge point. So I could just run around and focus on that. At least I'm still at full health with this. It looks very doable to destroy every building at this point in the same life. I didn't get to watch much of it yesterday, but I saw Adzi and Grez were doing GoldenEye X. Let me ban that. There we go. I'd seen they were doing some GoldenEye X, and I think they were doing like a new Perfect Dark level. I don't think I've actually seen it before. Looked really cool, but I was only able to like tab in and out every like few hours or so. But it's amazing that we can do that through like RMG and stuff. Yeah, that's fair. I had dinner plans and stuff, so I wasn't available, sadly. Still didn't get the challenge point yet. That means there must be another building. Is there any other buildings? I think this whole planet's bald now. Oh, one more. There we go. There's a skill point. I don't even need to complete this or that specific one. But yeah, I'd love to do more Perfect Dark stuff. But there's just a little bit of things in with certain people that make me a little uncomfortable doing it. He's running now. Get these helicopters out of here. There we go. At least they give you health. That's really nice. Yeah, exactly. What's nice but is a bit unfortunate is like it's really cool to have like all the maps and stuff in it all in one. But like for somebody who doesn't care for like multiplayer challenges and stuff like that, you're a little out of luck when it comes to doing anything content related for it. How'd this man get health? Oh my god, he just runs away. Yeah, Yeah, like I was really enjoying doing the Perfect Dark videos where I break down stuff. That's a lot of fun. I do enjoy doing that. Thankfully, these helicopters give health. There he is. Come here. Come on, don't run away. Yeah, kids. It's like I personally really do love the multiplayer maps and stuff. But I know there is some certain people in the community that is very obsessed with multiplayer exclusive stuff. And it's a little uncomfortable at times. Like, I love it. That's one of my big things is I want to make more multiplayer maps because they're genuinely really fun to design. Especially, yeah, for action blocks, because action blocks are such a pain. Also, this punch animation moves way faster than his actual walk cycle. So it's best if you just do this over and over. Except for when he runs away. There he is. Please don't run away from me. He's almost dead. He's very close to dying. There we go. I want to do a bunch of demake levels. That's the thing I really like, is I have some inspired for Call of Duty that I want to make. Because I think that's going to be a lot of fun. There we go. That should be 2 skill points in its own. Duke's up. Yep, there we go. That's done. 22 out of 30 now. Moving violation in Snivelac. Let's see what that is. Shoot down 14 ships. That's going to be easy. Just got to make sure I go to Snivelac for that. Funny enough, I actually did a whole calculation of all of my streams and stuff recently, where I broke down like all the statistics for every stream I've done, just because I was curious to see what was successful for me and what wasn't. And to no surprise, Perfect Dark and Donkey Kong 64 were my most successful playthroughs on stream. A lot of that's contributed to the fact that I am very active in the GEPD community and DK64 community, so it does make sense. Let's see, Snivelac. There we go. But I just need to kind of think about what I'd want to do for Perfect Dark. Like, I've done the playthroughs. I feel like you can only do the controller gimmick so many times before it just is like, oh, you just beat it with a wacky controller. But then with like modding as well, it's kind of hard to do just because modding's hard for Perfect Dark. speedrunning it is fun, but I try not to speedrun too often because it does get a little stressful after a while when you're not getting like your best times and stuff. But I did have a fun time when I streamed just speedrunning it through casually the other month. Uh-oh. I think that's gonna be death. Maybe create single player mods to change the weapons. That's what I was kind of thinking. I actually have that K7 Avengers mod. But the problem is just due to how the Skedar are, or the Skedar is, makes the challenge significantly harder in any level that has Skedar in it. Let's see, I got this. Oh, they're brutal. Because like they have essentially 100% accuracy with the Reapers, and that essentially goes for any weapon they hold. So if you give them K7 Avengers, now they just have K7 Avenger damage. And they actually fire the weapons faster as well. A big thing I've learned regarding just like the general community as well, like the general like stream watchers and stuff, is a lot of people are more interested in like players who are like top of the line, like you get like Raz or Adzi and stuff like that. Where for me, I play a lot more like casually. But I don't know. Maybe I could get like an audience regarding that. Oh, that man launched. Oh, sure. And it's just like people, it's funny. There is, we kind of cracked the code on what gets the biggest audiences. One, like the extremely brutal challenge runs, and two, for some reason, people love gold, shiny weapon skins. The best way to get like an audience for these like mods or game or like streams and stuff has been specifically the shiny weapon mods. I've worked on a good chunk of mods at this point now, and the ones, I shit you not, that have been successful has just been like the easiest ones. Like there's one I was requested to make that was the silver and silver and gold PP7s, but they're silenced. And it took me 10 minutes to make the whole thing. It ended up being one of my most popular mods. I'm like, why? It's like I put love and effort into so many other ones. But like for me personally, I just don't care to do challenges. Like yeah, challenges every now and then are fun, but like I feel like they kind of like stress you out too much. So it's just personally not my thing. I'm not even referring to like multiplayer challenges, just like the just like a normal like beat it with like LTK or stuff like that. But even then, I don't care for the multiplayer challenges. Let's see, where am I to go here? Oh, this is the boss fight area. Right, there should be vehicles for me to shoot down. Very empty for a spot full of vehicles. Maybe I gotta go to the beginning section and do it then. Okay, here's definitely more ships. Preferred ways to play Perfect Dark is a modernized way with people, not Sims. There's keyboard, no radar, something in balance in the matches. That would be pretty cool. I think it would be really cool if we could manage to have where multiple people can have keyboard and mouse support. I don't think we'd be able to get a full tournament or anything like that with that, but I think that'd be cool to see at some point. Even if it's just like 1 or 2 matches, like demonstrate that it's possible. Ooh. That would definitely be really sick. Like, just imagine how much like faster the it would go. Is the problem net play? I have to assume there's 2 things. One is net play, and 2 is the fact that Windows only registers 1 keyboard at a time. Ah, the input library. I wonder if I could pull this out without it freaking out. Here is my keyboard, funny enough. This is what I use. I love this thing to death. Um, when you use this alongside a normal keyboard, the inputs stop working. So you have to essentially use this or a normal keyboard and not at the same time, because I learned that Windows, for some reason, has an issue regarding having multiple keyboards and mouses at the same time. That's why a lot of PC games don't actually support it. So here's the coloring I got for it. I love this keypad so much. This is what got me into PC gaming. It's just so wonderful. It fits in your hand perfectly. Let me turn on this other light. It like actually fits right in your hand just like this. Here's your spacebar, here's your alt, a D-pad that I have all my stuff numbered to. So this is essentially like 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's just wonderful. I love it to death. Later I'll send you my bill. Ooh, okay. Hell yeah. Also, I saw your post. Yes, it is. It's a Razer Tartarus V2, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, Razer Tartarus V2. They're genuinely phenomenal. I love them. It's one of the only Razer products that I'm like, yeah, this thing, like, I can fully support it. But I saw your post in the Perfect Dark server earlier. Did it crash? Uh-oh. Oh, please tell me this didn't crash. Unless I hit the pause button by accident. Okay, it did. Oh, thank God. Let me save this. I saw the post that you made. It looks really good. Like I'm so hyped to see that like fully released. You've done some amazing work porting that over and getting everything to work. I set up a session with friends, force set the mouse and keyboard. Ooh, hell yeah. Yeah, for me, my first Razer product was that Razer Tartarus, but because I'm already using Synapse, which is what's required with it, I figured I may as well just get more Razer products, just so they're all. I don't have to worry about using multiple launchers. So I have a Razer mouse, which funny enough ended up being exactly the same one that Adzi has. And then I have the Razer microphone. Let's see if I can put it into view. There we go. Hey, welcome back, Moon. But I have a few Razer products just because it's so much easier just to have them all tied to one launcher instead of having to worry about multiple of them booting up. In the middle of the weapon session, some bullshit happened with the inputs. Aww. But hey, that's some awesome progress, though, that we're getting better mouse and keyboard support. Oh, this ship one's going to be a little bit of a pain. That ship just seems too fast for me to actually hit. Another one. I'm just going to miss that. The sniper's damage actually comes out a little quicker than what it looks like. Yeah, that's understandable, but still, it's really cool that there is a ability to have this stuff made, even if it's just at a proof of concept at the moment. It's still proof. Oh, I missed. I think that vehicle's gonna be too far out for me to hit. Funny enough, this sniper doesn't actually have the the farthest range. I missed that one entirely. I don't even know where these vehicles come from. There they are. Oh, come on. There we go. Yes, the other guys fixed it all good. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's coming, like, what? It's like another month or few, right? It's coming out very soon, if I recall. It's not going to be a game I'm getting, not because I don't think it's going to be bad or anything. I just never clicked with the Hitman style games too much. But I am genuinely excited to see how the reception is for it. Man, that is close. Also, I'm pretty sure some of these ships are only spawning when I'm in certain areas. I'm not getting the slow ships anymore. That or there's just a limited number of them. Over there. I always wonder if there's just a limited number of these ships. Oh, I missed. Thanks. I wonder if I could hit him with the rocket. I don't think that rocket's gonna catch up to him. Let me see if I can get it. I don't know what happened there, but that just ate a sniper shot of mine. See if there's any vehicles this way. Well, I think that just reset my thing. Oh my god. Let me see if there's any hints for this. Moving violation. Let's see, does it have anything recommended? Violation is collected by destroying 14 of the flying ships in the skies above Thug HQ. Easy place to achieve this is by the bridge or the starting area, as both have good views of the ships and nearby megacorp vendors. We'll come back to this one. This one's just very time consuming. Let's see what we got left. So skill points. Wrench Ninja 2 and Joba, that's easy. Also, I don't know if that map they were showing off during the stream yesterday, I don't know if that's like a new map that's not released or what. It had custom intro animations and everything. Okay, I gotta remember exclusively the wrench. Yeah, and Graz's stream, they played through the unreleased version of GoldenEye X, and then they did a quick playthrough of, some new map. It looks like it's a continuation from Suburbs. Yeah, the unreleased version has a working version of Facility. And, nope, get me out of that. New working version of Facility, and I think like 2 other maps or something like that. There is a platinum bolt hidden behind this switch, which is really funny because it's not really hidden at all. It's just a button there. At some point, me and Adzi are supposed to be doing a time attack, but we still don't fully know what we want to be playing. Personally, I think it would be fun if we did like a Perfect Dark playthrough versus a GoldenEye playthrough. Because, like, personally, I'm not good with GoldenEye at all. Like, only last year did I actually beat the entire game in one sitting. For the most part, I always just play, like, a level or two, and then I'm like, okay, that was GoldenEye. It depends, because I used to speedrun it. So it could be technically longer because the difficulty and stuff. But when you factor in having a lot of speedruns and stuff, it's actually faster to beat some of those levels than in GoldenEye. Like, I've been able to beat Chicago before in 17 seconds, which I think the world record's like 12 seconds or something like that. So it's impressive, but it's not like the top of the top. So you're gonna be able to have levels like that. But it also entirely depends on the difficulty played as well. Because I personally would prefer just to do something like Special Agent. Just so we're not there like hours and hours. And Special Agent's a nice little get in and get out kind of playthrough. Alright, so that segment's been tackled. Let me go up here and see if I see any enemies over this way. I think that'd definitely be fun. Because, like, personally for Adzi, he doesn't play Perfect Dark as much. He really likes the game, but it's just not a game that, like, clicks with him as well as it does GoldenEye. And then I'm kind of the same when it comes to Perfect Dark. I love Perfect Dark to death. I like GoldenEye, but I can only stomach so much of GoldenEye. But that's how I can be for like a general amount of games. There's only a few games I can go back to over and over and not get like tired of it. Okay, I didn't see any enemies over that way. There may be some up there, so that means I have to do the platforming section in one go. Hopefully that goes all right. The platforming section's fairly annoying if there's no way to teleport up there. I'll go at night, but when it comes to playing, I almost always want PD. Yeah, same. I could play Perfect Dark's campaign over and over and not really get tired of it at all. It is one of my most played games ever. But when it comes to GoldenEye, like I grew up, funny enough, I had GoldenEye first. And then that copy got stolen from me. And I ended up was allowed to play Perfect Dark later on when I was around like 6 or 7 or something like that. And I used to love the fact that it was very similar to GoldenEye. And then, like, once I finally got access to playing GoldenEye again, I'd only play, like, a few levels at a time, and I just get, like, a little burnt out. Yeah, like for me, like it depends. Sometimes I love playing through it. It's funny. I love the engine and stuff. Oh, I don't have to do the puzzle. I love the engine of GoldenEye. It's so fun to just play in. Some of the times whenever I do actually play through GoldenEye, I actually just play and just mess around. Um, but for me, I was like, I just got so much closer to Perfect Dark just due to playing it so much more. But for the most part, I would play through like a few levels and then I'd call it in GoldenEye. So there's only a few more enemies left, I think. I hope. This just leads up to here, which I've already been there. So I love both equally. GoldenEye was more of a childhood experience. I experienced Perfect Dark like a couple years back. Oh wow. Yeah, it was like we had lost our copy of GoldenEye when I was around 4 to 5 years old, which sucked because that was like the first game I really clicked with. Like I loved that game to death when I was a kid. Um yeah, agreed. The thing I really love about like GoldenEye specifically is more just like the modding support. I love being able to play through the mods and like make mods and stuff. That's where I get my enjoyment out of GoldenEye. First played Perfect Dark on the NSO, couldn't get used to the Joy-Con controllers, but the PC port made me love it. Yeah, the Joy-Con controllers are rough. Okay, so there's gotta only be like a few enemies left here. I don't know where else you could put enemies. Do I have the skill point? I don't think I have it. No, I don't. Ooh, that's a little rough. There's still an enemy placed somewhere. Yeah, that PC port's genuinely, like, amazing. I actually have it in my giant tier list. I have it separated from the normal Perfect Dark. Because it's just so impressive. It deserves its own slot. Okay, so no enemies there. I hope it didn't count me going into the turret as using a weapon. No enemies in there. Looking down that way. But yeah, I remember when that PC port first released, it blew me away. I was like, holy shit. Like, it was just unbelievably cool. I love it to death. Oh, I wonder if there's an enemy. Nope, no enemy here. Huh. Where would this last enemy be then? Yeah, my laptop before my first actual like gaming PC was a Lenovo laptop from 2014. That laptop was an absolute trooper. I had gotten it for free. The person that had it before like abused the hell out of the thing to the point that the hinges were broken and shit. And that thing was able to run games like Gears of War 5. It was actually impressive. I genuinely don't know what enemies exist after this. Yeah, like I was able to play Gears of War 5 on it. Now that laptop did not like it, but it did play it. That laptop was an absolute trooper. And then I got like a little mini desktop, which was really cool. Um I love that one to death. Honestly, I think that's my favorite computer I've had. And I got that one for like dirt cheap. It was a display model, but it was only displayed as the box. The whole um computer itself was never outside the box or outside of the display case. So it was completely brand new. And originally it was going for like a few thousand, I think, and I got it for 200 bucks. And then, funny enough, the same thing happened with this current computer I have. The one downside to that mini PC that I had, that mini desktop, was it didn't have a video encoder in it, which was part of the reason why I wanted a computer so I could start streaming and recording stuff, but it didn't have it. So it was eating up like 90% of like your like GPU. It was either GPU or CPU, whenever you would record anything, which was frustrating. But I ended up getting this one, which also was a display model. Um, that was originally going for like $2,000. I got for 200. And this computer, this desktop is massive. So what? Let me see if there's any caveats to needing to complete this, because I got every enemy. Let's see. Easiest way to attain this is to return to the planet when most of the powerful Omni Wrench, when enemies have already been defeated from the first path. Let's see. Contrary to popular belief, enemy fire from both turrets and beam guns is allowed to defeat enemies for the skill point. Okay, so even that's fine. The enemies behind the doors to platforms with the levitator pad must be let into the enclosed room first before being killed in order. Oh, I think I did that afterwards. I think that's my problem there. Some of these skill points are very finicky. You have to let the enemy walk out first before you hit them. The thing about a mini PC is it almost feels like a console. Yeah, agreed. I used to be big into playing console. Like I played console for so long. Um, but honestly, after getting that computer or that little laptop and getting this, because my hands are just way too big for a normal like keyboard. It like I've already got arthritis and shit as it is. So having my hands kind of like scrunched up to do like keyboard binds and stuff was just very painful. But like once I got like the Razer Tartarus keypad and stuff, it was like I exclusively play on PC now. Oh, that's fair. Oh, it's bad. Adzi has something similar. I was able to help him out. He was playing Goldeneye so much that right here in his wrist was starting to get extreme pain, and he wasn't able to like bend his hand at all. But because I have a very similar issue, um, yeah, exactly. The stress balls are fantastic. Not only that, there is wrist guards that kind of like help protect your hand from getting like too overworked. Um, so for me, I always had this little wrist pad, and I ended up recommending that to Adzi, and it ended up helping his wrist a lot more. But because of how his wrist and stuff is going, um, after this GoldenEye tournament, he's taking it a lot easier just due to how much stress it was putting on his hand. But for me, like I just can't use like normal keyboard. Like I can use them, but I have them propped up so my hands are actually like this more because back here is where it's affected. When it's straight down is when it's painful. So if I have them up almost like a spider, it helps out for me a lot more. These controllers contribute a little bit of pain, but not as much. Specifically, the way the 8-bit though has their not joysticks, their grips. Their grips go downwards. They don't go outwards like an Xbox controller, which is a little bit less comfortable to use because like with this you get full range where like this you're kind of stuck to this very rigid motion. I definitely wish they did a line of controller that had them like spaced out more. Those vertical mouse pads or those vertical mice are also really wonderful. This is the one I have. The reason why I like this one so much is because it has a thumb grip. It makes it so I don't have to have like grip on it. I don't have to be like holding it. It just kind of forms in my hand, and that helps prevent a lot of my arthritis from spiking as well. Let me get some of these ship upgrades. Um, but yeah, they're genuinely wonderful. I have to take a lot of precaution into what I do. Also, I've unlocked more ship skins as well, since I've been collecting more of the challenge points. What I'm going to go after, though, is these upgrades. So to 100% this, I need to just get all of these specific ones. These are just cosmetic only. You know, I'll get the hot ride one. um, but yeah, I just have to make sure that I don't do anything like really silly with my hands. Like the one of the quickest things I dropped was playing Smash. Because I used to play Smash very competitively. But like just constantly doing this all the time, like just rocking your thumbs and your fingers back and forth, especially with wave dashing, that shit builds up real quickly on the pain meter. I still play very occasionally, but it was also during a time that I was like uber competitive and I was just kind of a nasty person with being competitive. So I don't like to really do much of that anymore. That was also like 10 years ago. Let's see. Gotten most of these, just the really annoying ones now. Let's see what Speed Demon has to offer. Speed Demon should beat 210 in a hover bike race. This is for Planet Barlow. Planet Barlow is up here. The best to try is the Cocover Circuit Race, where shortcuts are open and erasers will not attack Ratchet. Okay, good to know. He does always use shortcuts. It's actually this way. I think I can make it across with this. There we go. Some of these sections are designed for your first helipad version, which you can swap to at any point, which is cool. Alright, so there's the vocoder circuit, so I can unlock that one. Fun fact, you can beat the speed run for this and still lose. Depending on how the enemies are, they can just speed up to you. And if you end up getting second place, but you end up beating the speed run record, you still will not get the challenge point, which is kind of funny. Yeah, like that's the big thing that these Ratchet games were known for. It just like it's got a little bit of everything to it, and it kind of keeps you like interested in a way. Like it keeps you on your toes because there's always something. But the new Ratchet and Clank game actually has nothing. It only has combat. And then, like, not only does it have, like, the rail segments, the racing segments, it's also got ship combat. It also has multiple different puzzle things. It's got platforming sections. It's got so much stuff. It's unreal. Like, it's genuinely impressive how many things it has. And then not only that, to wrap it up, too, it has New Game Plus, which adds even more stuff to these. You unlock more races. You unlock more challenges. It's got the arena challenges, too, which is really cool. Like, there's just so many things to it. Ratchet 1 had grind rails, the hoverboard races. It had 2 hoverboard race spots. Platforming segments, puzzle segments, combat segments, and then some very light ship combat. You couldn't repeat the ship combat at all, but it was in there. And they kind of just kept going with the franchise with that. 2:22. Oh my god, it was, I think, 2 seconds too late. No, it was actually 12, my bad. So, very, very close. It's possible. I did get that one, so now I can do the vocoder circuit. But, like, there's so many cool things. Ratchet 3, I think, started to have less. You have these, like, the arena things, but that game was also extremely rushed. They don't have grind rails in that game. I think they got ship combat, but I'm not sure. Tools of Destruction, which is in the Future series, has way less things going on. And then Crack in Time kind of brings it back to going Commando's level of having a lot of unique stuff. But the newest game just didn't have anything, which was very shocking. I don't fully remember where the shortcut is. I think I'm coming up to it. Here it is. The game sped up. I don't know if you saw that. It did like that emulator thing where it speeds up when the game slows down. It does it specifically there. That crash was my fault, but I noticed right in between that that shortcut path, it like starts lagging. I think it's trying to load in too many things at once. That's gonna be restart. I missed the boost. That is something I gotta watch out for now. These machine guns are so good too. You'd think the machine guns wouldn't be really good, considering they're just machine guns, but they just nuke everything in front of you. I don't think I'm gonna get this one. Yeah, I'm too slow. Some of these challenges go from, like, very lenient to, like, frame perfect almost, I swear. So it's going to be coming up soon. Go to the left. I actually think these rockets or the shield is the worst item to get for the weapons in this. You only get 2 rockets and they just lock on. Three rockets, I should say. But like, so does the miniguns. The miniguns also lock on. Oh yeah, there's also the big the big giant Clank segments too, where it becomes little like beat 'em ups. Don't know if I'm going to get the time for this. "43 seconds. I think it should be doable. Lag spike. Actually wasn't that bad that time. But yeah, the minigun just sniped them in like one shot. Oh. Well, at least I'm getting close. It's possible. It's very possible. There's 3 seconds off. Get all these guys out of my way. Oh, I missed. Uh-oh. I think it's 210. It's either 210 or it's 212. There we go. I do wish they would have made more maps for this this racing segment. There's only 2. Okay, 41 seconds, 30-second off. Or second shaved off, which is perfect. There we go, and I got the speed boost. This, I definitely think, should get me the win on this. Maybe not. I messed up. Hopefully this is still good enough. Yeah, got it. Good shit. So that should be it for this planet, I think. Yep, that's it for this planet. I got old school done. Let's see. Jobo would be next. Another speed run. Time less than 2:27. Okay, let's see how that works. This game gives a bit of Star Fox Assault. Yeah, kind of. Funny enough, when I was really young, this is before I had glasses, I would watch my cousin play through Star Fox 64, and I was enamored with how that game looked. And when Ratchet and Clank, when I got access to Ratchet and Clank, I thought it was a continuation of the Star Fox games. Just because my vision was so bad, I wasn't able to really tell the difference between them. Yeah, when it comes to vision, I've got some really bad vision. So, like, I didn't get glasses until I think I was like 5 or 6. You know what's a really amazing remake as well? Is the Star Fox 64 3DS. That is such a good remake of a game. It's impressive how, like, nice it looks. Yeah, I saw the PC port. I've yet to play it. It looks really good. Let me read what this recommends. Recommends this one. So I gotta complete this first. All turrets active. I don't remember turrets. Uh-oh. Oh, I remember this level now. There's some diabolical shit this level introduces. Firstly, ice physics. This is going to be one I gotta get adjusted to. Those doors close at random, which can be a real pain. Even the AI will fall for it. This muddy water has ice physics to it. Also, if you're not going fast enough, you can just fall right off the map. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Especially in a racer. Holy shit. So this is about to be race 2. I'm surprised that door didn't close on me. I'm gonna save this little nuke. But yeah, you essentially cannot turn whatsoever in that segment. One thing I really enjoy doing. Oh! That's a race restart. One thing I really enjoy in racing games is being able to use the D-pad to steer. I feel like the joystick just isn't too responsive as fast as like a D-pad would be. So I always like to use D-pads when playing racing games. One thing that kind of disappointed me with Mario Kart World is you actually can't use the D-pad in any way, which is always my preferred way to play Mario Kart games. Okay, ooh, whew, that shit's gonna be rough. This isn't even the race I have to do the speed run in yet. Also, if you crash at any point, you're automatically put into like 5th place. So it's just worth restarting. Yeah. I think Mario Kart World looks and sounds really cool. It's just got a lot of things that disappointed me. Me and my spouse actually play a lot of Mario Kart. Like, we'll dedicate a day to just playing through different Mario Kart games and also doing like the full tour where you play every map back to back. And we played Mario Kart World a little bit and then just dropped it. Just something about it just wasn't really that like fun. Like, it's still a Mario Kart at the end of the day. If you had no other Mario Kart game, it's perfectly fine. But it was just definitely disappointing. I think I'd probably just say my favorite is Mario Kart 8. Just because it's just really solid and it's got a shit ton of maps. I looked away to read. That's my fault. I shouldn't be texting and driving, I guess. Holy shit. That got me in 2nd place. Oh, yeah, I got it. Last possible second. Okay, so now I gotta do the actual speedrun one. But I ended up really liking Double Dash as well. For a long time, I didn't really enjoy Double Dash. But it's my spouse's favorite one. And from playing a lot of it, I ended up getting, like, adjusted to how it controls. And I really, really love how that game plays. So this circuit adds a new path. I'm just going to do a general run through this first because I genuinely don't remember how this map plays out. Okay, so it kind of just cuts the level down a little bit. Double Dash, if I recommend to try Double Dash on Dolphin, on the Dolphin emulator, with cheats on. Enable the chaos modes. What it does is it allows you to select any character on any cart, and it allows you to use any item from any character. It is so chaotic, it is unreal. It is such a fun way to play through it. It's like, if you think Baby Park is chaotic as is, it adds to a whole new level of chaos. Plus, having any character on any vehicle is just really funny visually. Because they're not fully programmed to be able to sit on certain carts. Like Wario, for example, he just has the steering wheel up his ass. But it's a really fun little thing to just do every now and then. Like, if we want to do like just normal races, we'll just have them disabled. But if we want to like have like fun, especially if we're like doing like a party or something like that. Like that one's just chaotic. Mario Kart 18 plus version. Okay, so 227. Wait, no way. Did I get it? No way. 227. Oh my god, I did that like what, first try on the I was just testing it. Holy shit. I think it was first try. I may have forgotten. So that's finished. What do we got now? There's another fun mode that we do is where you do a bunch of races, but you're trying to get each place for each race. So let's say there's 12 players, there's 12 slots. One race you're trying to get first place, the second race you're trying to get second place. But at no point can you double that or you lose. So you kind of figure out what levels you want to do really good in and what levels you just want to stay back, because they're honestly the two easiest ones to complete. But doing like specifically getting 7th place is very obnoxious and is a fun little party game. And then also you can fuck over your opponents as well as like following them. And like let's say they're gonna take 3rd place and then last second you just speed past them and you get 3rd place instead of them. So they lose. That's a fun little party game. Alright, so the only real ones at this point is getting the full nanotech, which that's easy. The weapon envy, which will take a while. Mactar Nebula, which is going to be kind of annoying. So realistically, all I have left to do is meleeing all the enemies in Joba, which is this planet, which I did before. I don't know why it didn't count. And shooting those ships. I believe I've already shot one of these enemies in the past. So I can't do that right now. Oh yeah, like especially like in the modding scenes and stuff, it's impressive. There's one big mod that released recently, I think. It's got Goku in it. I can't remember the name of it, but it's got a shit ton of levels. Oh fuck yeah. You know, it would be a really fun map to have in Mario Kart. Uh Area 52. I think that'd be a really fun map to have converted into Mario Kart. We also got like the battle arenas too that could be ported into Perfect Dark, like how Block Fort is for GoldenEye. I think they'd be really fun. They'd be perfect for like small little one-on-one arenas. Okay, so for this, they recommended this segment. Missed. That's an easy one to shoot. As long as I don't fall off the edge again like I did previously. Ah, I missed. I'd love to see some more like just wacky maps too that aren't even fully like what if you like if we took like the Mario Kart maps and put them in Perfect Dark and then just put hover bikes in the map and like the whole and, like you're not even doing like combat in them, you're just racing around. I think that'd be fun. Oh right, I have the Visibomb too. Oh shit. I can also be using that. It's like when we did the 4-player challenges. At the end of it, we all drove and like messed around in crash site and like raced. Like, it'd be just fun. Like it doesn't even have to have any like programming in to be like, oh, here's like stats for the races or anything. I think it'd just be a fun little thing to do with friends. Alright, let me attempt the Visibomb. Maybe the Visibomb's not a good idea. It, like, despawn the whole map. That was a very quick fuck around and find out. Maybe I can hit him. Maybe I can hit him. Yeah, got him. Oh, there's nanotech up here. Oh, shit. I don't even know how you get up there. I think this ship's gonna be too fast for me. Oh yeah, 100%. It's even got the little scan lines as well. Fun fact, in the beta for Ratchet and Clank, the screen was actually yellow instead. Oh, I'm just slow enough not to reach him. Maybe I can catch him in like a shortcut. Ah! Oh, so close. Fun fact about this weapon as well is this was the most painful weapon they created for the game. Because since the fact that you can go anywhere with this, they had to essentially make the whole world believable. They had to model in things that normal games would just have like called out. Like for example, in Perfect Dark, in Skedar Ruins, the ruins that you see, what you don't see past it is just completely voided out. Like that little drop down where like the ravine is. They originally were gonna have the game kind of be like that, but because you had this easily to control and move anywhere rocket, they essentially had to make the whole world's believable. Oh, I'm not gonna reach him. Damn. But what's funny is they brought back Ratchet and Clank 1 weapons as just like a fun little gimmick. It's just kind of fun that it's like, hey, look, we brought them back in for those who played through Ratchet 1. Out of all weapons to add back, they added the Visibomb gun. So they essentially had to do the whole thing again of making sure the entire world is believable. I don't know how many weapons or how many of them I've shut down now. Another one. I swear to God. There we go. Oh, for sure. Especially during a game that's like really rushed as well. And my map to Slayer is messed up. I'm not even sure if it's possible to fix. The Slayer is such a miserable gun to make maps around. There's a reason why they have the Slayer hard-coded not be accessible in the normal levels. I don't know if you've ever shot the Slayer in the normal single-player levels, but they have so many issues, it's unreal. I don't even blame you if you were just like, if you just gave up on trying to get the Slayer to be programmed right for it. It's such a painful weapon. One of my favorite things about the Slayer is, if you remove its explosive capabilities, it just bounces and spins around when it hits something. It's almost like if you were to throw a camera at a wall and then it just like rolled. I think I'm running out of ships. I think apparently that bridge is a good spot to shoot the ships down. But it's wild how the Slayer is programmed and like how everything has to be programmed around it. Because it's funny, because like as a kid, I was so sad that I couldn't use the Slayer in other levels besides Skedar Ruins and Attack Ship. And then once I was able to actually see them or use them on other levels, I quickly understood why. I was like, oh no. There we go. Oh, there's still more shooting at me. I think when you enable all weapons cheat, it doesn't have it. Yup. It only has it in those two levels just because they just hard-coded it. It was easier for them to hard-code it out of the all weapons cheat than to make the levels function. Which is understandable. Pretty much. Throw the shield on. What could I use here? Oh, come on, these turrets can reach. I just need this bridge cleared without using up any of my ammo. Yep. I could just remember one day, like, playing Skedar Ruins with all the weapons on and being like, it's like, wait a minute, I got the Slayer here. And I opened up another level and I suddenly didn't have it. It's like, weird. There we go. Oh, I thought they were ships at first. I didn't realize. There's the skill point. Thank God. So that's one tedious. One out of the way. Ooh. What the hell is this? Oh, clown. The last tedious one is just going to be the wrench. Jobo. And then I can actually do some fun stuff in this afterwards. This is already fun, but I get to utilize more than just one or two guns. This game, for the most part, has the easiest challenge points, though, out of any of the games, I think. I really hope those birds don't count as enemies. I really hope him killing his teammate didn't count as a non-wrench kill. Allegedly, it doesn't. Thankfully, I also just don't take any damage doing this. It's better to do this in the new game than the new game plus, because all enemies in new game plus just do a shit ton of damage to you. Get out of that thing. There we go. So let's see, is there anything I'm missing here? Nope. Good to proceed. Pick up some extra health. Also, if you die, it does reset the enemies and stuff like that. So you do got to make sure you do it all in one go. And then if you go into the arena, loads up a separate section. So you're not able to, or so it'll reload all the enemies. Oh my god, he hit me. Oh, that almost ended it really badly. To my knowledge, there's nothing else in here. Thankfully, it's not a hard challenge, but it is a tedious one. Why won't this... Come on. Hope that didn't mess it up getting shot off of it. Okay, there we go. Also doing this in... coming back to this instead of doing it on the first try is enemies do significantly less damage on your revisits. And not only that, you get wrench upgrades. I think I found out why I didn't get the thing. I don't know if I blew that up last time. Hopefully I blew that up. Or hopefully I didn't blow that up last time. So it gives me a reason. Alright, so that's essentially this segment finished off. And then there's like 3 enemies left, I believe. If ever... No. There's not. There's still this section. I'm thinking of the wrong spot. Okay, so he's got to activate that. Wish they'd activate this. Let him walk out. Nope, get me out of it. There we go. Did I get the challenge point? Oh my god, I did. It really was that one spot that the enemy was locked behind that I didn't break. I was so afraid of using the turrets that I just forgot to activate that. On that note, I'm now smooth sailing to 100%ing this. There's still more I have to do. I have to buy the 2 remaining weapons. One is 1.5 million bolts, and the other is 1 million bolts. And then I gotta level up the weapons. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I say that like it's not gonna take like another like few hours or so, but I've got a pretty long day ahead of me, so I originally didn't know what I wanted to stream today. I was thinking of like Tony Hawk 1 or maybe even Perfect Dark or something like that, but I do have something for Perfect Dark planned in April. So I didn't want to double down on doing stuff. But Ratchet and Clank is a series I never get tired of playing, so I was like, you know what, this is a perfect game for me. So now, technically I have one more thing I can do in base game, which is go here and get the 300 bolts for the slot machines. Let me see if there's anything that notes these at all. Okay. The challenge essentially just told me good luck. So let me attempt this real quick. I can just do this on New Game Plus with no issue. The other ones have issues on New Game Plus because enemies get way smarter, they get way tougher, stuff like that. Where this, it's just hitting slot machines until you win. It'd be really funny if I got this on first try, though. You shitting me? No way. First fucking try. I have spent so long in the past trying to get that. And I get it first try after I say watch me get it first try. I swear to God. Holy shit. It's entirely RNG based. Like, you have to completely rely on RNG. And for me, I have notorious luck, like a notoriously bad luck. I'm the type of person that would buy a lottery ticket, and instead of getting money, I had owed more money. So for the fact I got that first try, holy shit. So to my knowledge, that's all I have to do left here. Holy shit. This is the easiest boss fight too, so I don't even have to worry about anything. All I gotta do is come in, activate these guys, activate the shield just in case. Maybe not hit that one. I accidentally hit that one instead. Oops. Get some poison damage on him, and then drop one of these nukes. It's wild. I gotta clip that shit later. Holy shit. But yeah, this boss is like notoriously easy. As you can see, his most dangerous attack is flopping. Due to how extremely hard the first game's boss is, they essentially went overboard in making it too easy. Yeah, so for all that it's worth, all of the unique world skill points is now completed. The only things I need to do now is straight up just leveling up the weapons and the ship. I'm not even really trying to avoid this guy's attacks at all, just because it's over so quickly. I can't remember if it makes me play the credits, but if it ends up playing the credits for me, I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick, but I'm not sure.
It's okay. This is the real Mr. Fizzwidget. Quark had him tied up in a supply closet all this time.
Gentlemen, you have my most profound gratitude.
It was nothing, sir. I'm just sorry we couldn't get the helix.
I forgot I had the fucking clown outfit on. I'm eating a cookie right now. I just look over, I see that.
Right. What do you suppose is wrong with it?
I don't know. It could take months of research and...
The battery is in backwards.
Oops.
Imbecilic to the very last. Down, boy.
I just have to amplify the device with Megacorp's TV transponders, and that should cure the other protopets.
Clank? Uh-oh. It's okay. I can fix her.
While this plays
I
through, I'm
promise.
going to grab a drink real quick, so I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. I got me a nice refill on my tea.
So, what do you like to do for fun?
Thankfully, the
My goodness.
the new game plus lets you skip all the cutscenes too, which is nice.
So, whatever happened to Quark?
I heard he was working at Megacorp.
So, you fellas new here? You boys should sign up for the new Probomatic. That little baby cleans just something fierce. I just got done testing the full body waxinator. I am personally sporting a smooth chassis, and there are no tags on mine.
Oh, that sounds good. I appreciate having you in here, Raph. It's really nice getting to talk to you.
Subject 23A. Please report immediately for crotchetizer test.
As always, I could always give praise on how amazing the stuff you're working on is. And I'm always looking forward to talking to you and stuff. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day when you do leave. Ooh, nice. Hell yeah. I'll definitely be looking forward to it. Oh, I can imagine. Like, I'm sure, like, the angst of, like, it just getting the project finished and out already. I have that with a few of my stuff. Like that's how I felt with my GoldenEye, Part 3 video. I had it done mostly, but I just needed to fix up some of the stuff, but it just took me way too long, and I was getting so like angsty about just having it because it was supposed to be released like a month prior. Oh, for sure. It's always the things too that you think are going to be like really quick to make as well that take the longest, at least for me. Like, oh yeah, this will be over fairly quickly, and then like it ends up taking the longest. Noticed one room is non-Euclidean space. I'm not sure. Is it the is it the bar? It's either the bar or it's the room in that little like hotel.
Wait now. So you tested this, right? Oh wait, that's why I'm here. Oh, one more thing.
Yeah, because the bar looks way bigger inside. It's actually really impressive.
Welcome back to Behind the Hero. Tonight's heroes are...
Ratchet reporting.
Oh shit, so they can be like
37 Alpha.
they can be seen in like a different room.
Beginning radio silence.
Huh. Oh, I can imagine. Interesting. It's wild because it's like things that you'd never really think of too when you're designing stuff. Is just like the unique little bugs and things like that. It was like when I was doing the mod for Perfect Dark, I originally had like a bigger one. But I had found out that like Chicago, the starting weapons are exclusively tied to action blocks, not intro blocks. And you would never know until you're like actually working on it. Rendering correctly, so I thought it was all good until I noticed a player could be seen. That's, yeah, understandable. I don't know if they were trying to do something different with Chicago in Perfect Dark when they were designing it or what, but they quickly changed their mind come level 2. Or come the second level they designed. I think how they wanted it set up was I think they originally were looking to have a bigger scope for Chicago. That ended up getting changed. I wouldn't be surprised if at one point you were supposed to be like one of the agents inside there. Yeah, it's the first one. It's their tech demo level. like how Bunker 1 is their tech demo level for GoldenEye. With GoldenEye, they were just using that level to kind of showcase, look, we were able to get this game functioning. Whereas in Perfect Dark, it was like, look how much we've improved since GoldenEye. That's why it's got so many unique things that are only in Chicago. And there's so many different aspects in the level. But yeah, it's really interesting. So at some point they probably planned on each difficulty starting with different weapons. The only other level that I can think of at the top of my head that does that is Villa. And that's just because Villa needs to have the action block to tell you what your starting weapon is. Because you either start with the sniper rifle or the laptop gun. Villa is such an impressive level. As a child, I hated that level. For the sole fact that, like, you don't really have auto-aim. And you start with the sniper, which is very convoluted for, like, a child. Yeah, it's so interesting how they designed it. Funny enough, it's personally one of my favorite levels in the game. Ooh, I could buy this first. Yeah, I'll just buy this first. I'm trying to think if there's any other levels that have intro starts, like, or action block starts instead of intro starts. I wonder if I can kill them with the shield. I gotta do damage to these guys. Ooh. They destroy your shield instantly. Ooh, I do no damage with the shield. Oh, for sure. They probably had so many other plans, and it probably they also were using it as like a tech demo for their ideas. So it makes sense for them not to have some of the features that they have in the code not actually be present. I still think my least favorite level in the game is still Airbase. It's a very pretty and cool looking level, but I just hate playing it. Yeah, that sounds good. You take care. Good talking to you as always. Oh, that's fair. Pelagic I used to hate as a kid. See ya. there's my first gadget. Apply that there. Thankfully, I don't have to do any of these challenges again. I don't have to do the, like, breaking everything. However, it is nice to get extra bolts from them. Not many bolts at the moment, but once you get into the later levels, that shit multiplies so quickly. Considering you're essentially getting 2 or 3 bolts per pickup in the main game, getting 50 like instantly is like nice. Let alone like 300. Let me check something real quick. There we go.
Megacorp reserves the right to refuse service to anyone.
Thankfully, as well, I went into the original game and defeated that boss with and got the bolt breaker before the stream. Thank fuck that I did not do that again in New Game Plus. That was a very rough boss fight.
Employee discount on
Ratchet!
Thank you for shopping at Megacorp. Please visit us again.
I've got segment 1 completed. Go into the next one. This is more of the puzzle section, if I recall. My platform just skedaddled from me. There he is. Here's the second puzzle item. Got that. Already got the what's it called? Oops. Okay. Try to get the platinum bolt here from the first playthrough, so then I can just do this. Alright, there's nothing else for me to break there. Funny enough, these guys actually don't get affected by New Game Plus. They're just still really underleveled from the first playthrough. Pretty much just instantly point and click and they're dead. Oh, I was hoping it'll let me do more. Damn. What the hell was that? It flashed my my whole screen. It was almost like it went into like a cutscene, but didn't. You know what? I'm curious. Let me do something real quick. Damn the red banana. Get me off this. Get me off it. There we go. Get me off this.
my.
Ooh, purple one. That lock one mod is going to be so useful. Holy shit. Oh, I should have actually done the second path first. Shit. Oh, I can go back to it. I ended up getting these sugar cookies on sale. They're really good, but I can only eat like a few at a time, or I get like sick of them. Let's see, where's my ammo? Here it is. Also, do I have shield ammo? There we go. Come on, is it gonna be that miserable to level this up? I guess I could deal damage to them with this and then get the final kill on them. Do I have... It has a lock one mod. That's one kill. That was my entire thing of shields for one kill. Surely I've got to have something else that has a lock on. Let me see something. Alright, there we go. Just trying to see if there's an easy way to level up the shield. What I may do, since I'm coming into 4 hours and I'm getting a little tired, I may save the grind for the next stream. Since I've gotten everything needed. So the only thing that's left is doing all the upgrades for the ship, which it's fairly easy. All I gotta do is grind Raritanium, Weapon Envy, which is easy. All I gotta do is grind bolts for weapons, Nano to the max, which is a little annoying because I have to collect nanotech. Other than that, it is mostly completed. Like, everything is... all the unique stuff is done. What I'll do is I'll overwrite that. Oh, I got a green one. I'll overwrite that, and I'll end it here. I appreciate anyone who's tuned in, anyone who may be lurking, anyone who watches the VODs. As always, I always appreciate just anyone's interested in this. So, thank you all very much, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And y'all take care. Bye-bye.